You did make me delay even longer than normal, both of you. Basically, as I was doing it, Tim was talking, so I unmuted myself first. And then I waited till you were done and unmuted you.
You're just training him.
What I'm hearing is Tantus doesn't want me to talk, ever.
I didn't want Joe to talk either, so I mean...
Rip.
You're equivalent, at least.
Wow.
Okay,
Power has got to his head.
Okay, Saturday I'll be completely silent and just stare at the camera.
That's fine.
Oh, so me for the past 2 episodes.
Anyway.
Yes, but I'm his co-host on Saturdays.
Welcome back to Madness. Hey, you have just met Wilhelm Bartleby, who has asked you to help him kill a dragon.
No.
Seems like a crazy proposal.
Does it? Really? Oh. Well, it turns out that I have discovered, and unfortunately we do not have the manpower to deal with a problem to our south. Seems that there is a relatively dangerous and relatively powerful black dragon to our south. That,
So we don't have the manpower to take care of it, so you want to send a small team.
Of
Obviously, that makes a lot
well-trained
of sense.
individuals.
In the
Matt,
swamp.
Can we do a check?
What kind of check do you want to do?
I don't know, nature? Something
Insight?
to see if we know about black dragons.
Sure. You can either give me Arcana or Nature to know some things.
Definitely
I want
not
to do an
Arcana.
insight
I'd like
check
to
on
as
him
well.
to see if he's trying to send us to our death.
Okay.
Oh, Tiff. You were like the best roller.
He seems genuinely...
You should have seen
It doesn't.
yesterday's,
It
alright?
doesn't seem like he feels like you would now. Like if you're like getting the feeling like if he's trying to send you to his death. No, he seems generally like serious about. He thinks you guys can take care of it, kind of thing. So Grits, you do know that black dragons live in swamps. They are very good swimmers. So they've been known to hunt both on land, air, or under the water. Where their scale coloration does particularly help in hiding in the dark pools of swamps. You do know they are one of the evil dragons, and therefore are quite dangerous.
Do you know if it's, I mean, young, middle-aged, old, ancient, you know, like, how powerful are you thinking this dragon is?
From the information that I've been able to glean, it appears that it is a large individual.
It's a dragon. That's pretty vague.
Yes. Apologies. I understand what you mean now. I got the feeling that it was not an adult yet. From the information
So
provided.
you want us to kill a juvenile dragon?
One that seems to be a force in the area.
Quick question, Tantus, because I don't remember. Is it in the direction that the dwarves are going to be traveling?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
No.
Eventually.
Yes.
Why is this a necessity? This seems like an awfully big risk when our numbers are already low.
Excellent question. Well, it seems that from what some of the scouts that still travel down towards the swamp in order to gather some of the fish that are there, if you were unaware, the fish that seem to be coming from the swamp are of a better quality, at least for eating, than those that you can get from the nearby rivers. It's a fine source of food. Takes a little bit of cleaning up to do, but other than that, otherwise, pretty good. Easier to get than some of the hunting in this area. So, this creature seems to have recently begun to plague our fishermen. that's not the only thing. One of our men has, unfortunately, given in the information that it seems to be looking for information on us. It's smarter than we would think.
Most dragons are intelligent, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
True.
Okay, this problem waits. We have another mission, a more urgent mission
Oh,
from the Duke.
Perhaps. I would not say for long. I would want to take care of this before this creature learns of the exact location of the castle. It perhaps could see that there is a castle out this way, but if it would learn there is a large group of people here that would perhaps have treasure or be a good source of meat, rather than it just being another one of the various ruins which are around this place, it might come this way.
To be fair, it's a rather intelligent dragon, and it can fly. If it wanted to find out what was here, it could fly.
And
Could it not?
I'm hesitant to leave its habitat, though.
I believe that is what it is. It's hesitant to leave these swamps where it is at its peak performance, so to say.
So this leads me to think it's not as powerful as you seem to think it is.
Oh, I think it would be a danger overall. A danger that the town couldn't take on? No. I believe if it did attack us, we could take it on. I just worry about the amount of damage it would do to us. And if it would attack us and cause us some damage, would perhaps our actual enemies take advantage of this?
He's not ill. He's not incorrect on the way here.
True,
we
with the
noticed
recent information.
Yes. We noticed that the gates were closed. If they were just damaged, it would be a prime opportunity for any rivals of us.
Yes.
To make their
We
way.
have plenty of men. More than enough to take on probably even one of the more ancient of its types. We would lose many in the battle with it, and this one I believe is nowhere near that old, fortunately. But still, old enough that it would be a difficult fight.
So if we did take this on, what aid would you be providing us?
A few of my men would come along, and I would accompany you myself. I rarely leave the city, but at a mission like this, I believe it is a necessity for me to, brush off
Seek
the old
glory.
old boots.
Let's call it what it is. Seek glory.
True. That is a way of saying it.
What would I know about him? Like his character, or like, is he a known fighter? Was he just a pompous
probably
court-
would know very little to nothing. In
Okay.
fact, until you saw him today, there is probably, up until all of you met him here, other than people that live at this estate, there probably is maybe a dozen people in the entire city that have met him before.
Okay.
What does he exactly look like?
Human.
Red eyes.
The red eyes.
Right, red eyes.
Yes.
That's all I remember.
Kind of young,
But, like,
young looking.
build.
Pretty decent build. I would say like a medium
Okay.
build. Not like, super muscular or very skinny, just sort of medium build.
Okay. Not what I was picturing in my head originally. That's
yeah.
why I'm like,
Yeah.
does he look like he's a fighter?
No, not particularly looks like he's a fighter, but...
But he has no reputation that stands out to any of us.
I think the only one that might know of something of his previous reputation would be Zach. Zach, you would have known the Bartleby name is a name that is a very new name. He is technically not of noble stock.
He's a merchant, right? He made his money in merchant.
He made his money in being a merchant, yes. Being the merchant, basically. He established himself in the last 30 years. So the thing is, though, he looks very young for what his age should be.
But I know of no history with him in the battles.
You know nothing of him in the battles.
I've never buried his kid.
He evacuated to where the Duke is years before the war came to the area. So he's been here.
That
a lot longer.
makes me not trust this guy already.
Yeah.
Because he pulled back early while everyone else was like, we can hold our ground, we can work together.
Yeah.
And die.
But the thing is, he also though paid for the major upgrades to the city here. Basically, the core city was all there was. He paid for the 2 wall extensions to this castle.
But it doesn't make me want him
upgraded the
on
lifeboat when he could have been helping the boat.
It doesn't
That's
make me want him on our team to fight a dragon. It sounds like he'll run at the first sign of
It makes it sound like he's smart. Y'all got it.
I'm not worried about him being a coward in battle, because most people are in the world, right? I'm worried about me trusting him overall. This he is making a good enough argument that we need to protect the town. So I want to look at him and go. So me and my crew will talk about this. I'm pretty sure we'll decide to help you, but I would like to have all voices heard before we make any final decisions. Dragons aren't something to be played around with, even for glory. But if we're gonna do this, I need you to do something in preparation. While we're taking care of the other issues, could you send out scouts? Maybe get a better lay of the land. Find more information out about this creature.
Yes. I can send out some people that I know willing to look into it.
Among those scouts, you do have 1 or 2 perhaps that are gifted in cartography, I hope?
I do have some people that would be able to create some maps.
Tantus, I would probably have maps on me, correct? Because I'm
yeah.
cartographer by trade.
Mm-hmm.
I would pull out one of them, shuffle through, probably find the one that has some of the swamp already partially mapped out.
Yes.
And present it. I have the beginnings of one, if you could have it filled in and appropriately marked for us.
Yes, I can look into it. And he will take the information and they'll copy the maps and arrange it. Take care of your business with Madam Dwarf there and the rest of her kin, and return to me when you have a chance to, please, within perhaps as much time as you can.
Understood.
I'll
send
send
the messenger as soon as.
Yes. It should
As
take.
soon as we may have to make a decision.
It will take a little bit of time to scout out the south, anyway.
Thank you.
How old do I look, man? He just called me madam. Jesus.
I'll look to Signe and say, are you joining us, or would you like to stay here?
Well, I have no idea what's going on currently, but will we be staying in town another night at least?
Yes, we'll be leaving in the morning.
After breakfast at my place.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Then I'll come with you for now.
Yes.
Then
We'll
return
go back
tonight.
to, we'll go back to my estates. I'll fill you in on anything you wish to know.
That would be pretty much everything. I have no idea how I got here.
Understood. All right, then. I'll gesture.
Mm-hmm.
I'll gesture to the ladies. Ladies first, and I'll look back at the Lord Barnaby and give him a bow and say, "It's a pleasure meeting you," and hold out my hand.
He'll take it and give you a quick shake, and then
I'm gonna give him a small squeeze. How does he take it?
He doesn't seem to do anything to resist you, and he just kind of pats your hand. Quite a grip you've got there. Excellent.
Oh, I apologize. Sometimes my strength is hard to hold back, and I'll turn and.
He did nothing to go along with your test, basically.
All right, whatever. I pissed on his leg. I'm good. All right.
Signe, of course, your family is invited along to breakfast if they'd like as well.
What about dinner?
Dinner got canceled because someone had plans.
I apologize. It wasn't.
But we didn't all have plans.
Well, would you like to come over tonight as well? I don't mind feeding people.
I like food, okay?
I also
Particularly the liquid kind, let's be honest.
In that case, I reach into my bag and pull out this rather large bottle of clear liquid.
Is your wine done yet? You've been messing with that for a while now.
Oh, the wine has a couple more weeks.
Oh, is this like a homebrew? Yes. Some moonshine.
He may have and be proficient in brewer supplies.
I may as well, as a drunken monk.
He's just a dwarf who likes to drink.
Can we admit that in a world where there's no moon, moonshine is a great name? Like,
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
We could call it sunshine.
You'll all dismiss each other. Is there anything, Ulfgar, that you want to particularly go over for the dinner with everybody that's coming over for dinner?
I think right now it's just grits.
Waddling over like, I like food.
I'll come. I have nothing better planned.
Joe, don't forget that last time we were here, Zach offered Chance a room, so you didn't have to stay at the tavern.
I will stay there tonight. Thank you.
I feel like Grits missed the memo on something. Because you guys are like, I have plans. Scuttle.
I got forced plans. I wasn't going to have plans, and they got
He has a date.
He has a date.
No, I know, but Chance is like, I'll take the room.
But, okay, so...
Over a tavern.
You're escorted to the crypt and to Ulfgar's room in the crypt.
He's a dwarf. This does not bother me.
I'm going to save the descriptions and everything until breakfast, so everyone will be there.
Okay.
But it is a lovely meal and not what you expected.
Sweet.
The meal is what you expected. The room
is a knocker like a skull with a jaw that's loose that you can use the jaw as a knocker?
No, this is actually just a normal door.
Sounds good.
Before we leave, if I'm not out there to greet you as I'm bringing other people in, just go into the crypt. It's the center building. Head down the stairs 2 flights, and it will be the 4th door on your right. Good day.
Grits has been through the crypts a bit, so...
Yes! I'm gonna have to figure out what the 4th door on the right is.
Pretty sure I'm familiar with the crypts.
Uh-huh.
Not his rooms.
So we'll catch Signe up on everything, so that she knows everything.
Yeah, she can caught up.
Yeah, I'll when we get back to my place, Zach has to change, of course. And
what are you going to be wearing?
He's gonna be wearing his court attire, like full on, like nice clothes as much as he can, and he's gonna bring Percy.
Okay.
On the date?
Not a date. We're courting. It's just a meeting. Okay.
If I see you on the way
you're
out,
fucking up so hard.
If I see you on the way out, I'm gonna look at you, walk over, and I'll button the top button.
Why? Why? No, that's not proper attire.
Loosen up a little. Have fun.
Zach is so stupid.
It's not about that. This is... I told you. I have to play the game. There's a very important reason why.
While you're playing the game, you can still have fun, sir.
That's why I travel.
Tomorrow you may die.
That's why I like drinking games.
There will be some at dinner. Don't worry.
I like you already. We will get along great.
I will also bring Waldo with Percival.
All right.
Yeah.
They're
I'm gonna
getting
meet
sent
her
home
by the
so
fountain.
fast.
And I'm gonna tell them. I'll tell them. Wait right here. Like just outside the fountain area. Wait right here. I have to speak with her first. I'll head over and go. And I'll give a bow and go, my lady.
She is dressed not nearly the way you are dressed. Let me put it that way to begin with.
I'm totally looking out the front windows.
She has a very simple dress on. it's just something that it looks like she would wear if she's relaxing more than anything. She still has the the habit on that she wears for her station.
After I greet her, I'll kind of try to sneakily.
He's like, ah, snap.
It was a pleasure to meet you. Just hold your hand a little high for the bow. Okay. My lady.
Really? This is the best outfit you can get? Well, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right.
I have to speak with you first before we continue. I brought someone for you to meet, and I'll wave over for Percy to come.
Is this your son? Do you have a son?
No, he is my squire.
Oh.
Come on.
What?
I'll put my hands on his shoulders and I go, I might need a favor from you. Depends on what Percival's choice will be.
Yes.
If he decides to continue traveling with me, then it'll be fine. If he does not, I'll need someone that I trust to watch him while I'm gone. And I was wondering if that person would be you.
I could make sure he stays on track for whatever training he's in, but I am pretty busy normally, so I'll see what I can do, but I can assist as best I can.
I just need someone to check in on him. Artis will take care of the bulk of his needs at the estate.
You gonna leave me behind?
Thank you, Percy. And I'll gesture over to Waldo and then tell Waldo, can you take Percy back to the house without answering Percival at all?
Oh, come on, come on, Zach.
him.
Let's go. Come on, we're going to dinner. Coming with me.
All right.
I agree to, out of morbid curiosity, sneak behind and follow them. I have to see what happens.
All right.
It's gonna be a very boring date, guys. It's not gonna be.
It's not a date. It's a meeting.
It's not a date. It's a romantic engagement. We are.
Another round of shots.
He would not drink with her. He would not drink with her.
No, not for you. For us.
All right.
I'm drinking with the skeletons. All right. They're way more fun.
They're just pouring alcohol on their bones.
Well, they're very dry bones.
She's gonna take you to the bar and tavern, because it's probably the only place to eat that's not like somebody's home in the entire area. She's going to sit you down. She's going to have like a 5-minute. She's going to just say like, I'll go get some drinks, order some stuff. She's going to go and talk and have a conversation with the barkeep, Jen. And after a short while of chatting and kind of snickering and whispering to each other, she's going to come back with a mug of something for herself. And then she's going to say, Jen is going to bring out something for you. I know that you're not much of a drinker yourself, especially on any
That's
time.
fine. I have something, and I'll pull out the bag of holding one of the fine wines.
Okay.
Because I don't trust that bitch. He's trying to get me drunk. She's trying to get him.
Some tea is actually going to be brought out a little afterwards, though.
Oh. That was very thoughtful of you. I apologize, and he'll put the wine back. Sip the tea. I appreciate the thoughtfulness.
Question, I know this might be a long shot. Are there any places that sell flowers in town?
Probably not directly.
You just go to the graveyard and steal them.
You could There are probably ways to get flowers. Like, there's probably some people that can travel into the fields nearby and would pick flowers and stuff for you, but there's nobody that races or sells them directly on their own.
Yeah. Okay.
You'd have to order flowers. You have an interesting night. You are you. She attempts to have you loosen up a lot, and it...
He doesn't. He did not.
Mm-hmm.
Not in public. He'll probably actually see a lot of his old military soldier, his old subordinates, and he would greet them
Mhm.
as they if they just
Yeah.
hello, how you doing, and do small talk, which probably is a put off. As he would.
One of them actually has a conversation with the sister about they're planning on having a big contest coming up in a couple of days, and that she was going to be involved again. Which she's like, if I have to beat you all again, it means more volunteer time over at the food tent.
You have piqued my curiosity, my lady.
Ah,
What is this contest?
arm wrestling.
That is rather intriguing. You are successful?
Yes. Before this entire thing started, did my father tell you anything about my history?
No.
Before I joined the church, I was a captain in the military.
Please tell me all about it, and he'll pay attention to her. And give her
Okay.
Go on.
You can learn
Yes.
that. I'll tell you this much. I'll kind of specialize it. She was a paladin in the official military related to the church. She functioned as an enforcer, basically. She will admit that there were some things that the church had her do, basically in order to maintain order, that she wasn't very proud of. But it was at a time when, towards the back end of everything, when there was some panicking in amongst the public. And things had to be done to make sure that even as the end came, or began to come, things didn't go well. Things didn't break down. It's one of the reasons why she left the military and went into the church, because she didn't want to deal with that problem anymore. She wanted to not use violence in order to reassure people.
Yes. This whole time he's giving her rapt attention and staring into her soul.
Yeah.
And when she finishes, you can see for a moment his eyes are a little, with the parallels of their situations. His eyes are a little glossy, and he goes, "My lady, let's go for a stroll."
Okay, she'll go with you.
All right, and he'll take her away from people, as far as
Halloween.
and he will tell her what happened to him at the Battle of the Bridge. And he will tell her everything. I don't know how well Chance hears.
Chance, please give me perception. We'll see how well you hear. You probably.
You want me to roll to counter that, or?
I'm just gonna say, you pick up some things, but you probably there are some details you definitely miss.
A lot of it you would know. You were there.
Yeah.
Or you were with that. You would hear that he fought with the king on the bridge. He wanted to stay, but was ordered to take the survivors and leave. And that it was something that destroyed his career in the military. People looked at him as a coward after that.
Olivia will probably inquire with you why the king would have chosen you.
Oh, no, you misunderstood me. I would tell her everything.
Oh, okay.
Matt.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
He was just telling me what I heard.
Yes, that's
That's what he heard.
Yeah.
I don't know if he heard any more, but it's up to you.
You would have at least picked up that Zach was with the royal family, basically by serving them directly. It sounded like.
Okay.
When they were in the town. You missed maybe it seems like he does tell more of the story. You missed
he gets emotional.
Yeah, he
during
gets emotional.
when he gets close to the combat at the bridge, he gets emotional.
Yeah, and you miss why he would have been with the royal family, that kind of thing. It just seems like something occurred that between his family and the king's family, and then the king basically had him look after his children while they were still alive. His 2 sons. You'll pick up on that part.
So,
That will lead him into his career at the bridge then, because the 2 sons got killed. So maybe, Chance, you could kind of pick up that maybe the king, because he was the closest thing he had left to a son after his 2 sons died. Maybe that's
Sent
why
him away so he didn't die.
Yeah, because he was there helping look after his sons, basically as like a personal guard. When they went to war, because Zach was there protecting the city protecting the castle more than anything, he didn't go with the 2 sons.
and they died.
And they died. So there was probably a lot of regret on the king's end. You can only guess.
It's a very long and slow walk, and after he tells her that, he'll kind of just brush her shoulder, and like he'll try to hold hands with her, just a little bit, like very like shyly, like I don't know what I'm doing.
Out of game, you got to kiss the girl.
She's just gonna like push herself up and kiss you deeply. And then she's gonna like, as you're like kind of flabbergasted, she's gonna put her one finger on your lip and say like, "Don't say anything. Just if you ever want to talk some more, I'll be here." And she's going to leave. There.
Thank you, my lady. And he'll turn and kind of hustle back to his manor.
Well, once she's out of eye shot, I'm gonna walk up to you, grab you on the shoulder. Nice one. And then just walk away.
Chance? Chance. Don't tell anybody, please. That was personal.
I'm just saying good job. That's it. And he just kind of smiles, gives you a wink, and just walks and continues walking.
Zach will follow him back to the manor with his head down. Just...
Alright. Morning will come, and so will breakfast.
Yes!
So, the Catacomb Walk is pretty much exactly what you'd expect. Dark, gloomy, torch every now and then. And what a surprise. In the 4th door on the right has 2 banners hanging on each side of it, showing the crest, which is a red skull with a bunch of like engraving and markings on a black background. But as soon as you walk in, it looks like one of the cheeriest women ever decorated this place.
There's glitter everywhere.
Not glitter, thank
Aww,
you.
Never
Like-
glitter, guys. Never glitter.
Like-
Always glitter.
Like think 1920s, like very happy housewife.
Awesome.
And one of the first skeletons you see will be Pinky in a very like nice yellow sundress.
Oh, Pinky. And Zach will greet her. Because he knows them now, because Ulfgar described them individually. Nice to see you, Pinky.
She'll give a nice wave and then quickly hurry back to what she was doing.
This is weird, right? I'm gonna whisper to Chance.
Was Pinky have been around the night before when we were having dinner?
Oh yeah, she's the cook.
Okay. Okay, cool.
She is like...
I'm bringing bread, don't forget. So I would have gave it to Pinky if she took it.
Oh yeah, she would have. Blinky will show up, and he's the one with all the burn marks on him from our previous escapades.
Yes.
And he's wearing like very, very casual attire with just a vest that would have like shown his entire chest if he was human. Like, well, alive human.
If he was human.
And he just kind of like gives you a hand wave to follow him, and he'll lead you into a not bad dining room. There's enough seating for everyone. It's it almost feels like there's sunlight in here because of the magic, but it's torches and through glass, pretty much.
Would Grits have been allowed to stay the night? Because if there was food and drink provided, she would have just been like, this place is cool. I don't need to go anywhere.
If you wanted, we could have drank till we passed out.
Yes.
There you
So
go.
when we get there, is Grits still like sprawled on the floor? Or
Oh,
The table itself.
No, I'm a drunken master at this. Like, I wake up bright and early and get started.
Oh yeah, we're all
Started.
perfectly
Continue.
perky and ready.
But yeah, there's a fine line, you know.
I mean, you're a dwarf. It doesn't matter. You're a
I'm a
dwarf.
dwarf.
You got it. You
And
got
I'm a
it.
drunken master monk, so.
There's like a little bit of butter and some cheeses and some fruits on the table already ready for you guys, and then Pinky will come out with the bread freshly sliced. Welcome everyone, good morning.
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 What a very cheery place you have.
It's rather lovely, actually.
Pinky likes to decorate.
I think she does a great job. And your wines are coming along so nice. I can't wait to try the next batch.
It will be a couple weeks, but they're almost ready. Slinky is, of course, out on his own business, but Ted is here if you'd like to see him as well.
Ulfgar, why are they acting so different?
I told you when we're not on a job, they have free will.
I don't understand how that's possible.
I've never explained to you all how I work. You see, when someone dies, especially warriors, they tend to be the most interested in this line of work. Their soul gets passed through my god and is recorded and sent along. Well, I offer them a deal where I could call upon them, and it's pretty much call upon you, please help me out, fight with me, and you can be on this earth. And when we're not doing something, you can act of your own accord.
Do you do
Things
this
like
with
that.
all? Do you do this with all that you take care of?
I have to wait a certain amount of time before they can be attached to a skeleton.
You service the royal family. Did you do this to them?
I offered. I'm not allowed to state past names or if they signed a contract or not, but I can't say I offered.
Do they have their memories?
Sometimes. It's up to them, really.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how I feel about this. It
That
is
is
a choice
expected.
that they make. I see that. I see that you're respecting their wishes. But why wouldn't they? Why didn't they move on?
Well, there are those like Slinky and Blinky who felt like they hadn't done enough to protect us. Or rather, when they were alive, they hadn't done enough. So they stay and fight, and if their soul ever comes to rest, they are free to leave the contract at any time.
So it's essentially a non-binding contract,
Yes,
in a sense.
they're always welcome to leave. I don't hold them here.
So it's a voluntary employment. Think of it that way. I'm saying this to Zach at this point.
Oh, I understand. It's just never mind. He'll grab some bread and start eating.
I'm pouring another glass.
I would actually be like, hold on, and trot off to the kitchens, bring out a small bottle of this very somehow clear but also very dark brown liquid, I've
hold out.
I've made a wonderful brandy about 30 years ago, and I only bring it out for special occasions. And as this is the second time in my life I pour you some, I've had guests. I figure this is special.
It'd be an honor. And I'll
Sure.
hold out my glass.
For Signe, would you like any?
I feel like I'm not up to breakfast. I apologize. I'm gonna leave.
I fear she has different views than the rest of you.
As far as the brandy?
As far as the skeleton.
Yes. She was iffy about them before he explained how they operate.
I have no problem with it. If someone wants to make that deal, that is up to them.
I'm wary about somebody making a choice that important at that time.
Oh, that's why I tend to have a waiting period. I offer it, and then I have to wait, and so do they.
It seems like a
sense.
perfect opportunity, militarily, for somebody to, if they desire to fight and continue and protect those that they care about, to continue. But there's some emotion that's attached to the souls. And it might be hard for someone to think that their loved one hasn't passed on. I can see that. I can
That
understand
is-
Sydney's view.
One of the stipends of no one is allowed to be binded until a certain number of generations have passed.
You might wanna speak with Sydney in private. Maybe she'll be more open with you. You know how she is.
I expect so. Oh, by the way, and I actually point to a wall that is completely black, but there's white chalk, like, dusted off all over it. If you have any questions for any of them, they can answer there. As you can probably guess, they can't speak. But they can write and I can translate.
I assume we would have played a little bit of this game like the night before.
Oh yeah.
Do
Oh,
you
and-
miss having a pee-pee? Okay. Let's wait.
I mean, how drunk were we?
Are you a male or a female?
Can
Ted,
I touch your organs?
Ted comes
I
in and
actually-
he's just wearing a string of bells around his neck. That's it.
So, you say that you have to wait a certain number of generations. Does that mean that those that passed recently would not be bound?
No, they, as I said, be offered, and so they would have plenty of time to think about it. Obviously, humans are the quickest, as humans are the shortest lived and most forgetful of their ancestors.
I'm gonna go up to the chalk and I'm gonna draw in the Anders house sigil from like my ring.
Yep.
And then I'm next to it, I'm gonna draw another sign. I'm not gonna explain what. I'm almost absolutely sure Ulfgar will know what it is. But the sign of the king.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna leave, underneath I'm gonna write in it, "Are you family?" in Dwarvish.
Oh, they don't read or write Dwarvish. You can ask them verbally. They respond in writing.
Are you guys from either of these houses?
The three of them will shake their head, but Ted actually will like stand at attention and salute.
Which house?
Very like a royal guardsman.
So I'm gonna take that as Anders. I will. I'll give him a bow, and then I'll erase what I wrote.
I'm just gonna go ask it. Ted, what's up with the bells?
The can't speak back. Yes or no?
It was fun last night.
He can write
picks
on the
up-
board.
He picks up some chalk and starts writing, and Ulfgar just sits there and waits. Says they like the way they sound.
Okay.
That's fair.
All right.
Ted is his own creature.
They're a good fashion statement. They look good on you.
I'll look over at Lady Gritz's drink and seeing it probably being what, half at this point.
No, if it's a good brandy, she's like savoring it. She also has probably another cup that she's drinking from like regularly, and then just and sipping the brandy.
It is very good. It is his best work.
So before I'll look at the drink and I'll look back at Lady Grits. Before anything happens, let's find out what we're made to, what our job is. Would you care to explain it to us? And I'll sit down.
When you say happens, you mean like the dragon attacks the city?
No, I meant before you got drunk.
It's early. Don't worry. So, the dwarves, and Tantus, correct me if I missay anything, because
Yep.
we had a very short conversation earlier.
Yeah. Kept it simple.
Yeah. We have been working to essentially reestablish a home here, as we don't know how we're going to be returning. So, there were some caves that my party went into prior and discovered. It was the ones with the cranium rats, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Those guys were pleasant. So yeah, it was a cave with some cranium rats and some other inhabitants that we took care of, and we're looking to essentially resettle there to maybe start expanding some of the kingdoms, open up some more space here, as well as find some other secure locations within the area that we could possibly use. So the dwarves are essentially we're not breaking our ties or anything. We are just moving to a location that is more suitable to our style of living, as well as opening up more space here.
It makes sense. You should start your own kingdoms if you wish.
And mining, right?
And what?
Mining.
Mining, yes, we do intend to begin mining as well. Hopefully, again, resources, defensibility. There's a lot of strategic reasons to be moving there, and that's what we're hoping, that we can, obviously maintain the alliances that we've built, and somehow fortify everybody through at least opening up some spacing. And as I said, we cleared out the caves before, so we'll see how things go.
Well, I'm curious.
Mhm.
How well could you talk me through maybe opening a new alliance, one with my house directly, with the dwarves? I can bear gifts if need be.
Well, I'm not much one for diplomacy. I'm better at the runaround of messages. I have sat in on like councils and chats and all that good stuff, but it's not my area. I could probably speak with the Thane and get some meetings set up without too much problem.
I would appreciate that. And your knowledge, even though it may not be directly political, just an insight on your people's culture and who you are could help me.
Yeah, it's definitely worth looking into. As I said, we're looking to set up alliances and keep things, to an extent, pleasant between all the peoples. We're not trying to faction off or anything entirely.
That's great. Zach will put his hands on the table and stand. I appreciate your hospitality, Ulfgar. It's been lovely. I'll look to Pinky and I'll say, Pinky, if you wouldn't mind, I wouldn't mind having you touch up my place sometime. If you desire.
Zach, the food hasn't even been brought out yet. These are snacks.
Yes, I have urgent business I have to take care of. but I did want to disrespect you and not show up.
Ah. Be free. I do not want to keep you here unnecessarily.
Well, I want to make sure everything is clean and taken care of before we have to run off and maybe die. I bid you all...
Should enjoy my brandy. Cheers.
Chance is just gonna look up at you, give a smile and wink.
Not gonna react to that. He'll actually look, like, without thinking about it, he'll just look away, like almost immediately.
Yep.
And I'll give a little bow and then I'll exit out where Waldo's waiting outside. And I will tell him to go fetch Percival.
Okay.
And I want to go and try to chase down. I'll tell him to fetch Percival, and now I'm heading to Lord Barnelbeat's estate. I'm going to try to catch Signe.
Okay. Signe, were you going right there, or were you like?
No, I was probably heading right there.
Okay. You probably could get her at the estate then if you wanted to.
Alright, I'll run up and Lady Signe. Lady Signe, as I'm trying to catch up.
How many times have I had to tell you, drop the lady, I'm not a lady anymore?
I'll look down at... Never mind. Yes, you know that I respect that, but while I'm in public, I have to put on a restraint. I'm sorry if it offends you. I also wanted to apologize about going in your bag. I misunderstood our relationship.
You didn't see anything else in the bag other than the chest set.
No, I only grabbed that. I didn't go prying.
Good.
Are you okay? You seemed very bothered by what Ulfgar had to say.
Some people never get a second chance at life. That's all I'll say on the subject.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well, we'll be leaving, I assume around noon. So if you want to meet at the gate, we can. Seems we have some free time. If you want, maybe me and you can go ahead and just get some food and sit awkwardly in silence, like most of our trip.
To be fair, this last part of the trip, apparently I was unaware of anything that was happening. So, don't blame me for that.
It was actually rather pleasant. You didn't insult me for once.
Oh, so I should ramp up the insults now. Got it.
Yes, Lady Signe, and I'll bow very publicly and ostentatiously.
You don't even know my last name. Why do you insist on calling me lady?
Because in my eyes, you earn that respect.
I dropped my title when I bound myself to someone else.
No one can take that from you. You are who you are.
I am no longer a lady. I am a weapon.
I was raised my whole life, and I'll just hold out my arms to be a weapon.
You were raised. I was forged.
I'm not gonna get anywhere with this.
Nope. Stop calling me lady.
If you will just humor me and let me call you that in public, I promise I won't call you that anywhere else.
No. I lost my right to a title, so respect the fact that I have lost my right to a title.
Would you want a title?
No. I gave it up. My brother runs our house now.
That doesn't mean that you don't have a title. It just means you're not the head of the house.
No, it means I no longer am a part of the Winterbreed family.
So that's your last name, Winterbreed.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Good.
Well, you annoy the shit out of me. I hope you know that.
Zach smiles and he's backing up. I have some research to do, if you don't mind. And gives her another very formal bow and turns to try to intercept Waldo and Percival.
Oh, real quick? Does an 18 hit your armor class?
Yeah, I'm sure. Wait, let me check.
He's not wearing armor. Oh, he's a barbarian, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Well, you get a dagger in the shoulder and take 4 damage.
I'm gonna try to hide that she does this, because this might look really bad if the guards see her attacking a noble.
And then I'm gonna try and run away and hide. I don't hide very well.
I'll take the dagger. Like, oh! Funny game, throwing fruit at me as his blood. So,
Throwing tomatoes at me.
Meanwhile, it's like the ninja animes where it's a vertical wooden fence and she's holding the thing horizontal.
just standing there.
No, you know what I do? I
don't lie
transform
very well,
myself to
guys.
look totally different, so no one knows who I am now. Suddenly I have black hair and dark skin.
Meanwhile, at the breakfast,
It was a very nice
More
breakfast.
brandy.
Or
eggs,
brandy.
alcohol, some muffins, in fact.
So, Chance, you're a human? No.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to gauge how much alcohol you can have before you get drunk.
Meh.
Are you all getting very drunk before an adventure? Let me just put it that way.
I'm not getting
I got
very
stabbed.
drunk. I'm sipping brandy.
Uh-huh.
I'm enjoying it.
If one of you wants to drink a lot, please give me a con save.
I mean, I'd be drinking a normal amount for myself. You gauge if that's a lot. As a
I'm gonna
drunken
comment.
master monk.
Now I know where Rufus picked up the habit.
No. Maybe. I think we did share many evenings in bars.
Oh, by the way, Slinky will eventually show up, and when he takes off the, like, robe cloth thing, he has very fine, like, noble attire under it.
Ooh, fancy pants.
Alright. So breakfast ends up being very nice. You get a little drinking in, you'll have a good time, and we move along towards noon. And it's time as I'm assuming that Crits, you were planning to let people know that noon would work for a leaving time at some point.
Yes.
If
Alright,
not, we
Because
can
I
round
totally
up.
knew that.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Wait, I thought there wasn't, like, daytimes in this.
They
They're-
had
they're-
time.
They have clocks.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
The water.
Clocks are
you're-
very
I think-
popular now.
Yeah, I made a joke that the water clock is the most popular thing that they could sell right now.
Awesome.
That
Okay.
and hourglasses probably too.
Yes.
All my sundials don't work no more.
Blinky, Pinky, Slinky, and Ted can help round up people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will have been at my estate,
Mhm.
putting on a new shirt,
Mhm.
and
And a band-aid.
I mean, it's 4. I'm a barbarian.
Well, you can take a
We're
short
raging,
rest.
so it's 4.
You can take a short rest.
Good.
Yeah, I could. I'll take a short. Well, I'll take a short rest, but I need to talk to Percival because I need to know if he's coming with us.
I'm sure you can rest while talking to him.
I'll come along.
Are you sure? Did you decide what path that of fighting you would like to go with?
I kind of want to learn about all of them still before I make a big decision.
All right, I can respect that. Okay, pack up your bags. We're gonna be leaving out by noon.
Multi-class into every class.
I mean, he has a photographic memory. He'd probably be pretty fucking good
Yep.
if I could get him strong.
I'm a barbarian, wizard, fighter,
Cleric.
cleric.
Bard.
Cleric,
Where'd you learn how to be a bard? On my own, bitches.
At the bar.
I
I picked up the alcoholic habit as everyone else has.
If the other two would let me, I would go to get Signe alone.
Yep,
Which
I'll
will
respect
go
it.
wonderfully, I'm sure. Knock, knock, knock. Fancy boy.
She's in the alleyway hiding.
For hours.
Yeah, she's not hiding anymore, excuse you.
Exactly.
I just stabbed you in the
Fancy boy,
shoulder, give me a
Give
break.
me time to go. Eventually, she probably comes trotting.
Not trotting, very, very reluctantly walking. You know, I was going to meet y'all where we needed to be.
You didn't know the time. I didn't know until
Our
15
dear
minutes ago.
Baron friend decided to tell me before I stabbed him in the shoulder.
I did want to say one thing, Signe. There is... Not that you remember anything, but there is just some kind of feeling you have from the time that you were without your mind that is just as if something bad was going on. But they didn't say something bad was going on, so it's a very weird feeling that you have.
I'm saying, like, she does remember the dreams, she just doesn't remember, like, the journey.
Yeah.
So.
It's more than just, like, how your dreams were more awful than normal. It's a little bit more than that.
Well, that's great.
As you're all assembling,
I wanted to...
Dvorak, god damn it, I'm stuck in Wednesday. Did Ulfgar want to say something to me, though?
Yeah, he was in the middle of
Yeah,
the
I'm sorry. It's sorry. It's just we've been doing a lot of role-playing, and I'm trying to speed it along a little bit. Go ahead, though.
If you don't want a lot of role playing, have 2, maybe 3 people in a party. You have 5 here, Tantus.
Yeah.
But I know I was like,
fair.
it's like you did a lot of stuff in town, though. So I was trying to like just, you know, it's
fine.
It's fine.
town.
It's sound. It's fine. It's,
Okay, let him just speak, so...
That's what I'm saying. You're interrupting me saying, go ahead and speak.
Shall we, Signe?
I don't seem to have a choice.
No. As soon as the door closes, when we start walking. So you seem to have issues with my friends.
I don't have issues with them. I just don't like undead things. A lot. And the fact that you bind their souls, even with their explicit consent.
And free will to leave at any point that they see unfit, or if they believe they completed their task.
Some people don't get that choice.
No, they don't. And it's horrible. I honestly can't stand the sight of any undead that I know haven't come from my specific area. Because, how do I put it? Free will is the reason to live. Without it, you're not living.
Some would argue the fact that your skeletons still aren't living because, you know, they don't have blood or organs or a brain.
I'm rather old.
Yeah, I figured.
Not by elven years or many dwarf years, but middle age for a dwarf. I've seen many things, and my skeletons, in my eyes, are more alive than, well, slaves that I've seen with minds broken. Ones that you cannot change or bring back.
That I have no doubt. In fact, I'm pretty sure your skeletons have more free will than I do sometimes. They're not the problem. I am the problem, and I know that.
Well,
I just don't like saying it.
I apologize, but maybe if you got to know one of them or all of them. In fact, spoken and likes himself up as a no. He was at.
Uh-oh.
Well, you can't fault him for that. Now he has the resources to have, fancy clothes. It's the one thing I miss about, actually being in a town, not in a refuge.
When you're having issues speaking that certain language, can you read the Holy Script?
Yes, I was raised learning it. My
Then
father
you
taught me.
Then if you would like to talk to them, you will not need a translator.
They speak Celestial.
It is the only language that they can communicate in while under the surface. It's a passover from coming from the other side.
Well, that's certainly interesting. It's the first time that I've actually had people understand me.
We all do. Well, the 5 of us, not the other 3 who are still with their flesh. Obviously, I included half my... I'm going to shut up.
Still with their flesh.
I'm not used to talking to people yet.
Yeah, that's very, very, God, I can't even remember the word.
Obvious?
Obvious works. It wasn't the word I was going for, but obvious works.
Apparent?
Apparent, thank you.
The obvious words are obvious.
The obvious words are not apparent to me.
Oh, and if you are afraid about any food that Pinky cooked, she does have a bottle of alcohol that is practically pure alcohol that she cleaned her hands with. So,
I'm more concerned about the fact that she doesn't have taste buds.
amazingly, she can still cook very well. A couple senses are retained. As you can tell, they don't have eyes, but they still see. They have smell as well, surprisingly, and she does very well with it.
Well, forgive me if I don't take any food from, a skeleton. Not the way I want to die. I'm gonna die. I don't want to die that way.
Well, if Pinky's cooking, you won't die. In fact, I think you might live a couple years longer.
That's debatable.
The only reason I look so healthy is because of her.
What is she, like your nursemaid?
She was actually a noblewoman who was never quite allowed to do anything with her life other than sit there, talk politely, and look nice. And so when she came under my service, she wanted to do everything and learned how to do many of things. Believe me, the first few meals were not... They were not as they are now.
What I'm gathering is, yes, she's acting the part of a nursemaid.
I guess. You look like you need a drink.
When do I not need a drink?
Good point.
Well, the last
Some
2
rum.
weeks.
I didn't have the will to be able to drink, excuse you. I would have drank anything you put in front of me. You would
True.
never win a drinking contest with a PTSD-ridden Signe.
Oh, in fact, I actually brought you a little. He pulls out, like, a travel, like, airplane alcohol bottle, like, the ones that you...
Like
A
the little
mini
bottles
bottle.
of wine that you can get.
Yeah, just like one of those, but it's the bourbon from earlier. Since
See,
you
in
didn't
my
get to
mind,
try
it's
it.
actually a very small water skin. It's like,
Like one shot of one of a.
I'm just gonna down it.
Oh,
it's your bourbon. That was the bourbon.
That was the bourbon. I've lost my taste for alcohol quite a few years ago.
Should have given her the rubbing alcohol.
Just give me 100%
That is not
rubbing alcohol.
safe for consumption.
Can we just point out that she's carrying a very expensive bottle of wine in her bag, but she can't taste alcohol?
She can taste it. She'll just down it.
Such a waste. Get the box stuff.
Whoa.
It will get you drunk faster.
Oh, look. The others.
Thank Christ.
Who?
As a god, you've never heard of him.
Did you take your dagger back, or was it left on my
Please.
shoulder?
No, it was like I ran away. It's left in your shoulder.
When she gets up, when she gets there, I'll just hold out the dagger and go, I think you dropped this.
During all
I dropped it
downtime
in your shoulder.
now,
Stop calling me lady.
During all downtime now, I will be trying to get you to tell me about the history of this god Christ.
Sorry,
One quick
Jesus
thing.
Christ is now in your game.
I mean, we have
It
been
might not
plane
be the
jumping.
same iteration, it's just a name.
One quick thing on the way out to meet everyone. I'm sure at least I will be stopping by to see how Rufus is doing. I don't know if Grits will join me.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to see, how are the eggs?
I have no idea because I have no idea what to do with those.
Okay.
Okay. I wasn't
At
going
least
to
he's
do
honest.
anything with them because they're just ridiculous, and I'm pretty sure if I figure out, it will not work as well as you want it to because they're
They're with
insects.
the gnome, clearly.
They are insects. Insects are hard to domesticate.
How did Rufus die? Oh,
He didn't
okay.
die.
And then they ate his corpse.
Eaten by
Yes.
mantises. No, I'll figure. If it needs to come up, I will do something with it. I have not figured out what that need to do with it is yet.
Okay.
There has been no need for mantis mounts as of yet.
There always
There's
is.
always a need.
Yeah, there's always a need for exotic
Always a
mounts in
need.
D&D.
Especially
ride the
giant
dragon.
mantis.
Anyway, as you're all getting ready, and a bunch of wagons are being prepared, that looks like the dwarves had pretty much had ready most of these wagons. It's just some final packing, and the final members who are going along with this like train of wagons are getting together. You are kind of with Percy, making sure like some things are kind of prepared, and a kind of cloaked figure is going to accidentally run into two of you. Oh,
I said,
sorry.
yes. It's fine. It's okay. Accidents happen.
Yes. Apologies. I've got some... He's gonna kind of like... You can't really get a good view of him because he's kind of like a cloaked up figure, you know, kind of hiding himself.
Zach's not paying him any mind unless he lingers. If he lingers, then Zach will pay him mind.
He seems to linger for a little bit before moving on. Just like more like he like almost leaves sight of whatever he was speaking with you, you know, kind of for a second, like he lost track of thought, maybe. As he kind of like...
Is Chance near?
At the moment, no. There's some dwarves around. He's just gonna be kind of like look like he's glancing at both you and Percy, kind of like moving his head back a little bit, very slowly. Like he's like kind of like eyeing you
Can I help
up.
you?
Oh, no. You
And he's
can't.
wearing a cloak, like a hood.
Yeah, he's
over
like
his
he's
head.
hooded up. No, you can't.
Do you mind showing me your face?
Apologies, I must run now.
I'm gonna step in front of him. Sir, it's very odd for you to show up and then linger. Show me your face.
I apologize for running into you. I do
Yes,
not
and then you
enjoy the
lingered and
sun.
stared at me in my...
I was distracted.
Don't let it happen again. And I'll jostle him as I walk by. Just I don't want to like try to shove him to the ground or anything.
Just like a slight shoulder
A
check.
shoulder
yeah,
bump.
just do the shoulder bump as I walk by, and I'll say, Next time, show respect and show your face. And I'll head back to Percy.
Okay. Sir, I think he spilled something on you.
Oh, look. Is there blood on me again? I just changed his shirt, man.
It does look like there's some kind of stain on your shirt.
Can I tell what it is? Like,
Uh,
actually, if Ulfgar is around, I'll be like, Ulfgar, I think someone spilled. Is this alcohol? Seeing how he knows his alcohol.
Sniff it.
Lean in. Is that alcohol?
No, it's not alcohol.
It's not alcohol.
Is it blood? Does it look like blood? I'm gonna touch it and try to
Doesn't
look at
smell
it.
like blood. I assume.
It smells pretty blood-like.
Oh, never mind. Very blood-like.
Was my shirt torn at all or anything?
No.
Maybe he was bleeding.
I'm gonna look back. Can I still see him?
No. You lost track of where he was.
I'm gonna look for Chance. Is he around yet?
Oh yeah, Chance is showing up now.
I'm gonna point in the direction I saw the guy go off and say, "A man in a cloak. Try to find him right away." And see if he'll.
Bleeding.
So vague.
Okay, I guess I'll look
I'm gonna yell.
around.
I'm not trying to be
Give-
sneaky about it.
Give me a perception or investigation. I mean, you take a good look, and there are definitely some people that have cloaks. None of them look like they're bleeding.
I'm also looking on the ground. Do I see any like blood drippings from anywhere?
Give me a survival check on that one, actually.
I'm also gonna look for the cloaky boy.
I'm gonna take my shirt off and look at the blood. How much is it?
And I got crap.
Just like a little splotch.
Oh, I clicked religion. Oopsie.
We're not even next to each other.
I looked away before I, like,
Too much
even got
bourbon.
close.
Too
Yeah.
much bourbon.
Okay,
14.
yeah.
Not
It's a
good.
better mod and it's worse.
All day yesterday. Okay? I rolled so many 1s and so many 2s, 3s, and 4s.
Very bad. So yeah, you take a look around. You do run into a couple of folks. Like you can find some folks that have cloaks. None of them up. That's the thing is, like, that's something that you are probably looking for, Ulfgar. That Chance is not, because Chance was just told cloaked figure. So that could be a person that has the cloak up, a person that has the cloak down that is wearing a cloak. Either way, he found some random cloaked figures, none of them bleeding. Ulfgar, you do not find the same cloaked figure, at least as far as you can tell.
I don't know.
So I'm gonna head over because we're at the gate, right? Head over to a guard,
Yeah.
and I will show them my shirt, and I will say to him, "There is a young cloaked figure, not young, I don't know. There is a cloaked figure. He was hiding his face, and just describe the cloak as best as I can. Describe the height, and say it looks to me that he was either bleeding or was covered in blood in some fashion."
Oh, we'll look into it.
Yes, I obviously have to go. Thank you.
You do notice that one of the guards like kind of whispers something to one of the other ones. And after you kind of reported that.
I have an amazing body, so I know it's about me.
So I know it's about me.
Does anything seem different? I don't feel like I'm under any type of.
No, like there's the one whispered for a second and then like, went back to duty. Like was commenting on something about what you said or you or combination of both of them.
Yeah. I'll head back to Percy.
Okay.
And I'll ask Percy if he noticed anything since he has such an exceptional memory.
Oh, seems like an interesting man. A little nervous. But he he didn't really say much. And, I mean, I was more paying attention to you in that conversation.
Yeah, I understand. It was out of nowhere. I'm gonna take my shirt, the bloody one, and just stuff it in my bag and pull out a brand new one. And put it up and put it on.
Okay.
Button it up. All right. Well, there's nothing to be done about that. We're not gonna waste too much time chasing him down. And I'm just gonna continue helping loading the wagons or whatever.
Okay. Let's take another break here. We'll have a little short back.
Did you want me to go fight that guy?
No. No.
Okay.
So yeah. We'll take our short break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Bathroom, snack, drink if you need it. Go ahead, quickly do it, and we'll be back in a couple minutes. So, see you in a second, folks.